So good to see you guys tonight. We are going to talk about the hardest thing in this business, and that is talking to people consistently and getting into conversations. I'm going to share how I do it, and then we're going to role play a little bit tonight, and I want to hear you guys do it. What I found with anything in business, I had insurance agencies for 25 years. And the hardest thing for people was getting in conversations. And so we would write scripts for people and just say, read the script. And then what we realized is when you are reading a script, it's not you, it's not your personalities. So I came up with things what were called talk paths. So just to keep you on a guide to make sure that you don't forget to mention certain things in a conversation. And so tonight, I just want to give you guys some talk paths to write down as I'm speaking. And then you can use this recording. And what I suggest is sharing this recording with people on your team, but also go back through the recording and listen to it, pause it, and write down things that are golden nuggets that speak to you. And so, what I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight is not just bringing people into the business, but also bringing customers into the business because it's also a business model. Now, the way direct sales works is the FTC would prefer that a direct sales company is bringing in 10 customers for every one brand partner. That's the ultimate, right? LifeWave is probably more like 6 to 8 customers for every brand partner. And so we get really wrapped up in meeting people where we want them to be versus meeting people where they are. And I've told you guys this before. 30% of people that you're going to meet out there are going to jump onto this very quickly because you're going to connect with them. They're going to understand what this product is, and then they're going to jump. Then the other 30% of people are going to take a little time. They're going to sit back. They're going to take the wait and see approach. Let me see what happens with this thing. Let me see if he keeps doing it. Let me watch and see where this goes. And then you're just going to have 40% of people that you're going to talk to that are never going to do anything. They might yes you to death to get you to shut up or to stop talking about it. They might say they're going to do it, and then you're like, man, they said they were going to do this, and they still haven't done it. They're never going to do it. And you can't get attached to these people. Who you want to spend most of your time on is figuring out that top 30% that's going to do something right now. And then you want to keep a list of the other 30% that is in that wait and see approach. You know the people I'm talking about. You could tell. So you're going to have about 60% of people that have a chance of doing something in this business. Now, excuse me, the percentage that really ever do anything is about 20%. So of that 60, only 20% of that 60 is actually going to do something within the business. And what you have to do is figure out who they are. The people that make excuses and reasons for not being successful, or that, they say the patch doesn't work, or, all the litany of excuses that people give, those people go in my 80% bucket. The people that are in my 20% bucket are the people that are asking questions, the people that are engaging, the people that are trying, the people that are talking to people over and over and over again and they don't give up, the people that show up to the training calls, the people that get their people to show up to the training calls. Because those people understand consistency and discipline that eventually it's going to take off. It could take a year or two for you to build your business. The people that are really successful in life understand that. The people that aren't successful want immediate results. So, in order for you to get good at talking to people, you have to talk to a lot of people. And a lot of people will just say, oh, I'm not good at talking to people. I'm shy. I'm this, I'm that. Those are all just excuses and reasons because you're afraid that someone's going to hurt your ego, or you're afraid or embarrassed to talk about that this is when someone says, oh, it's one of those direct sales, it's one of those pyramid schemes, you automatically freeze up. You're like, oh my God, I'm associated with that. You should be very proud that you're in this business. The amount of money that you can make in this business with no overhead and the amount of lives that you can affect with this product should overcome any of those egos that you have about this business. So the only way that you're going to get really good about this business is talking about it. The only way you're going to get good at this business is watching the videos and understanding the product, understanding the comp, understanding how this business works. So the hardest part is talking to people consistently. The next hardest part is having a plan. You got to be intentional every single day. You got to have patches with you every single day. You got to look for opportunities to talk to people about this patch. If you're not having success, it's because you're not being intentional enough and you're not talking to enough people. And the cool thing about this business is there's a whole lot of people to talk to. If you just go through the contacts in your phone, if you think about the people that are on your Facebook, you think about the people that you've worked with in the past, the people that you went to school with, you went to college with, that was your neighbor, that you've interacted with, all of those people are prospects. Now, how do you get into conversation with them? It depends on what your relationship is with them. It depends what your experience is. It depends on what they're currently doing. If I don't know someone, the way I'm going to get in a conversation with them is simply by leading them with themselves. What does that mean? I'm going to find out everything I can about that person. But typically, the way I get into a conversation with someone is I just ask them what they do for a living. If I don't know them, if I do know them, I'm going to ask them, are they still doing this for a living? And the way that I evolve the conversation, and I hope you guys are writing this down, the way I evolve the conversation is I just say, tell me one thing you love about what you do. And then just let them talk. Most people are going to tell you they don't love anything. If they're super positive, they're going to try to find something that they love about what they do. The next question I'm going to ask them is tell me one thing you would change about your job. Not a negative question. What's one thing you would change? A lot of people are going to say time. A lot of people are going to say weekends. A lot of people are going to say money. A lot of people are going to say that, I wish that I didn't have to go into work so early. I wish I didn't have to work so late. I wish I could work a different schedule. All of these questions that I ask are for a reason because our business solves all of those problems that people have in an everyday job. And then the next question I ask people, and this is a bold question, you guys, is how much money do you make? Most people will lie. They're not going to tell you the truth, but most people will tell you. And I don't react in any certain way. Now, if they tell me they hate their job and they're making this amount of money, I might say jokingly, like, maybe you should look for something different to do because it seems like you're miserable and not making enough money and you're not happy with the money you're making. Why is that? Why do you stay there? Right? So I ask these questions just to get into a conversation with people. So that's the first thing. I'm going to get into a conversation. I'm going to look for a conversation. What I'm not going to do when I'm in a conversation with someone, and this is really, really important, you guys, it's really important to learn what not to do. If something didn't work when you're having a conversation with someone, pay attention. Pay attention to the reaction that you got. And don't ever do that again. If it happened 2 or 3 times in a row, then you need to change what you're saying. And you need to practice what you're saying. Listen, no one is going to be great at having a conversation about the X39 stem cell patch the first time they do it. I wasn't. I was stupid and had a conversation with a doctor. And then he started saying all these medical terms. And I was just like, hold on, wait a minute. I don't know the answer to that. Let me find the answer to that. Because I was bold enough to go out and talk to anybody. But what you do not want to do when you get into a conversation about people is launch into that this is a direct sales company, a network marketing company, a multi-level marketing company. You never want to say those things. That's not what you want to say because a lot of people are just going to rise up and be like, oh no, it's one of those pyramid schemes, right? You're just going to talk about stem cells. You're not going to talk about the opportunity. That's not the first thing you're going to talk about. You're also not going to talk about the comp plan and how much money people can make by sharing this product, right? Because it sounds too good to be true. This is the initial conversation. That's not what you want to talk about right away in the conversation. So, how do you open up a conversation? I open up conversations with what I just told you, open-ended questions. So, I'm going to get in that conversation with them. And then when I ask them how much money they're making, I always ask them, are you open to another stream of income? How open are you to another stream of income? And then if they say, I mean, of course I'm open to income, more money. Then I'll ask them, well, tell me what you know about stem cells and just let them talk. Most people think they know something about stem cells and they know nothing about stem cells. And then I'll ask people, well, tell me, what's your day-to-day energy? Do you have a crash at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Do you feel like you're getting enough sleep? The other thing I do is I look for people in pain. When I'm in the gym, when someone's walking up the street, someone's limping, I was like, what happened? Oh man, I fell, this, that, the other happened. And I always have ice wave patches with me. I'm like, man, I have something I think could solve that right away. They're like, what? Tell me. I'll do anything. And I'll put an ice wave patch on, find out where their pain is, move the patch around. I'm going to X39 the patch opposite of the white patch on the ice wave patch. And I'm going to say this one that I just put on you is an everyday. It's going to make the pain go away. It might take a month, it might take 2 months, it might take 3 months, but wear this ice wave until this pain goes away with this other patch. And now I'm into a conversation because they're wowed by the pain that they've had is down to 70, 80% of the pain that they had. I look for people that are drinking energy drinks. And then I'll just turn the energy drink around and say, tell me what you recognize ingredients in that energy drink. Water, caffeine, what else do you recognize? Nothing else. You're dumping all of those chemicals into your body that you have no idea what it does to your body. So those are how I ask open-ended questions, right? To get to, but I'm still not talking about X39. Then I'll say, have you ever heard of the X39 stem cell patch? They're like, what is that? I'm like, wait, you haven't heard about this device? And I'll pull it off my neck. I'll put an extra one on. I'll pull it off. Like, you have not heard about this? This thing has changed my life. I have more energy. I'm getting better sleep. I have no pain in my body. It literally has changed my everyday life. And they're like, how do I get it? Oh my God. One of three ways. You could buy it wholesale, retail for $149 a month, but nobody really does that because you can get it wholesale for $99 a month. Or you could be an affiliate with the company and actually get your patches for free and or get paid for recommending this to other people. Which one sounds most appealing to you? And then I put the ball in their court. Oh man, I guess just getting as a customer. Great. I'm not going to try to push them any direction because again, when you're recruiting customers and or brand partners, meet them where they are. It's okay if they want to be a customer. Get them to be a customer, they get their transformation, you follow up with them. It's a business. I just want to meet people exactly where they are, not where I want them to be. And then I just send them my customer link. If people are like, I would love to be an affiliate, how does that work? Then I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I'm not going to throw up on people. I'm going to say, listen, I don't have a lot of time, but tonight I got a call, an information call. It's like 20 minutes. If you want to jump on that call, I'll follow up with you after the call. Because again, you want to scale this business. If you're going to try to get into a 20-minute conversation, you're going to frustrate people because they weren't prepared to talk to you for 20 minutes. Now, the only place that I'll get into a 10 or 15-minute conversation is when I'm in the sauna. In the gym, everyone asks me about the patch. They always see it. They ask me what it is. I get into a 10, 15-minute conversation. I patch them and I get them to sign up. So that's how I get into the conversations. Now, here's some other things that I do. There's a big guy with Herbalife that I've been talking to. He's doing really, really well in Herbalife. I look on social media for people that are in direct sales. And so I reached out to him, Facebook. I said, listen, I don't know how much money you're making with Herbalife, but I have a product that's not a Me Too product. As well as you're doing there, you could kill it over here. And I just have a conversation. And then I get into a call. You could use your social media. I don't care if you have 100 followers or 200 followers. If you get 10% of the people to follow, you got 10, 20 people in your business. That's life changing. Those 10 or 20 people could turn to 300 or 400 people that are paying you every month. But this is the problem, you guys, with social media. You guys are afraid to do videos because you don't feel like you sound right, or you don't sound good, or you don't like listening to yourself in videos. You got to get over that, you guys. This is the day and age of social media. And I promise you, if you think it's bad, you're going to connect with more people than if it was good. because people see themselves in you. They're like, oh, wow, that was cool. They're not sitting there and judging you. Just like when you take a photo, the first thing you do is you zoom in on you. My wife does this all the time. She'll take a photo of the family. She's like, oh, it's a great picture. And I'll look at it and I'll zoom in. I'm like, my eyes are closed. How is this a great picture? Oh, I didn't see that. Because you didn't look at me, because you looked at you. And that's what we all do. That's nothing against her. That's just how we are as human beings. We are self-absorbed and we look at ourselves in the picture. When you do a video, it's 1,000 times worse because you watch the video and you're like, oh, I stuttered, I didn't say this right, this word didn't come out right, and you just don't post it. So what I tell people on social media when you're launching your business, do the video, don't watch it, just post it. Because if you watch the video, you will never, ever, ever post it. But use the social media. Again, I don't care if you got 70 followers. You have a chance of someone reaching out to you and saying they want more information. The more you practice on social media, the better you get. Your friends and family. Now, I will tell you this. Friends and family are probably the toughest critics of you because they know you. They know who you are. They've seen you fail. They know that maybe this is just a fad. I'm just trying to make some money. So friends and family are tougher. A lot of people go after friends and family because they're comfortable talking to them, but they're your hardest critic. And that's okay. Let them criticize you. Practice on them. And then once you have success, they're going to follow you. What about the people you went to school and you worked with in the past? Reach out to them, have a conversation. You don't have to reach out and just talk right away about the X39. There's a way that you want to reach out to these people. There's a way to follow up with people that you've talked to. The way to reach out to people is just find out what's going on in their life. You can go down the same track as the job. Hey, are you still working at Walgreens? Man, you've been there a while. What do you love about it? What would you change about it if you could change one thing? By now, how much are they paying you? Wow, you must really love it. Would you be open to another stream of income? Well, what do you know about stem cells? Besides, the US government doesn't want people to get them. What else do you know about them? What do you know about what they do for your body? You don't have to know everything. You know that this patch elevates copper peptide, which stimulates and elevates stem cells. That's all they have to know, which reverses your age, which gets rid of inflammation out of the body. Those are just very simple things that you can say to people. And then you could talk about testimonials of yourself or anybody else that you know. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to pull your phone out. I want you to go through your contacts and I want you to reach out to talk to people and just tell them, I would love to talk to you about something and I'd love to get your opinion on it. Because people love to give their opinion. You know that, right? Like my father said that opinions are like, you know, something else, but we'll just say elbows. Everyone has them, right? Everyone has an opinion. So when you ask for their opinion openly, they're going to give it. But I'm going to tell you the main thing that you guys have to do is you have to patch people. Whenever you have a conversation, have patches. Now, the mistake I made in the very beginning is I put them in a little baggie, which is what drug dealers do, right? They put drugs in baggies and they give it to people. Not a good look, not professional. Then I went out and I thought, I'm going to make this a little bit more professional. And I got envelopes this big for 10 little patches and I would fold it in half and hand it to people. Also, not a good look. So I've discovered that LifeWave has 20 envelopes for $5. And I just put 10 patches in each. You could put 5 or 10. I put 10 because of husband and wives. They seal up. I give it to them. But before I give it to them, I open it, zip it open, and I put a patch on the back of their neck and show them and tell them that they need to wear it 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and that you have to drink plenty of water. Plenty of water is half your body weight in ounces. Because we know that 70% of the people that we patch within the first 2 to 3 days is going to have some kind of transformation. They're going to feel something. The other 27%, it's going to take a little longer. We have no idea if they're wearing it consistently, what other drugs they're taking, what's going on in their life. And the other 3% clearly just is not wearing it consistently and not drinking water. So we need to make sure that we're patching people. So what I want to do now is I want to hear from a couple of you guys. But instead of me role playing with you, I want someone to role play with the person. So I've not done this before, so sometimes people don't want to volunteer because there's so many eyeballs looking at you right now. But the way that we learn, okay, Patricia, good. Bravo, bravo, bravo for being brave. Who wants to role play with Patricia? So Patricia is going to be the brand partner recruiting. All you got to do is just act like you're the person that she's trying to. Okay, Lewis. So you guys can do this in Spanish. I can hear everything. So what I want to do is I want Patricia, I want you to recruit Lewis. Okay, you decide, you tell me what you want Lewis to be. Who is Lewis? Who are you going to try to recruit? Give me
Un amigo,
the most
un amigo
difficult
A friend.
a friend. A friend of what? Tell me about this friend. How long they been your friend?
del trabajo, maybe.
Maybe from work?
Okay, so a friend from work. Lewis, you're a
Mm,
friend from work. Okay? And you're going to be the
Okay.
prospect that Patricia is recruiting. She's going to try to recruit you to become part of LifeWave. Now, what I want you to do, Patricia, is take what I just said, what I taught you guys, okay? Get into a conversation so that now you know Lewis from work. You're going to have to try to get into a conversation that's not just about X39, right? Quickly, like have a conversation with him and then transition. Okay. So I'm going to do it. I'm not going to say a word. If I stop you, I want to coach you and then I want to go backwards. Okay. So this, you guys, this is amazing. First of all, that
Okay.
Patricia has raised her hand. I'm super proud of you because you have exactly 200 eyeballs on you because there's 100 people on here and each person has two eyeballs. So there's 200 eyeballs looking at you.
Okay.
So you're never going to have 200 eyeballs looking at you when you're doing something. So it's absolutely amazing to do this. Now, you guys, the reason we do this is because practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes you better. Okay. So the reason I like to do this role play is I want you guys to hear, because also when I role play with people, what I sometimes hear and see is good ideas. So selfishly, I like to hear from you guys because sometimes you guys say things and I'm like, ah, that was good. So I want you guys to pay attention to what she's saying. Now, the other thing I want you to pay attention to is if she says something that you would never say, just make sure you write that down and you never do that, right? So this is learning two ways. Let's see what she says. If there's something you like, cool. If there's something she doesn't like, just make sure you don't ever say that, right? So that's why I like to role play because it's going to help you on both avenues. So Patricia, Lewis, go.
Buenas tardes, Luis, ¿cómo
Hi,
está?
Luis. Good afternoon.
Bien,
How are you
bien. ¿Y usted
doing?
cómo está?
I'm doing well, and you?
Muy bien, muy bien. Hace días que
Very
no te
well, very
veía.
well. I hadn't seen
¿Cómo
you in
va todo?
quite some days.
Todo bien,
Are you
trabajando
okay?
mucho.
Yes, everything's
Tengo
fine.
mucho
Working a lot.
trabajo
I
después
have a
de
lot of work,
Security. Me paso
I'm
las noches
a
enteras
security
trabajando.
guard, so I'm working all
Oh,
night.
Luis. ¿Y cómo, a
Wow,
qué te refieres cuando dices
Luis,
mucho trabajo? ¿Estás
what do you
haciendo
mean that you
overtime? ¿Estás
have a lot
ganando
of
mejor?
work? Are you doing
¿Cómo va eso?
overtime? Are you
No,
earning more? How
es
are
que me
things
paso la
going?
noche
No,
entera
it's just that,
en
I
el
have to
trabajo y
be
después de
all
noche
night
sigo haciendo
working,
Uber. Tú sabes cómo está la
and
cosa.
afterwards I work Uber because you know how things
Está
are.
fuerte eso, Luis. Dime, ¿cómo te
Oh,
manejas con
wow,
la
that's a
familia
lot.
y el
And how
trabajo?
do you do that
Porque cuando
to
uno
Bueno,
trabaja de
balance
noche,
out
no es
family and
fácil.
work? Because that's not
así es,
easy.
pero no hay de otra. No
Yes,
conozco
that's
otra
true,
cosa.
but I
Tengo
don't
que
know
picarle ahí.
any other way of doing things. I
¿Y
have
la
to
familia?
go out.
¿Cómo lleva
What about the family?
ese
How
intervalo
are
de tiempo con
they?
la familia? ¿Cómo te manejas
What
con
are you
ese
doing
tema?
to
Bueno, que
balance that
imagínate, tengo
time,
poco
family
tiempo
time?
para
Well, you can imagine I
dedicarle
don't
a mi
have a lot
esposa
of
y a mis
time
hijos a veces.
to dedicate to my kids and my
Okay.
wife.
Tú sabes que el tiempo que se vaya uno no lo
Okay,
puede
you know that
recuperar,
you're
eso es
never
muy
going to be
difícil.
able to
Este
recover that
país,
time. It's very difficult
con eso del sistema de trabajo, es
with the
bien
work
difícil con
system that
eso,
there is in
porque
this
los días
country. It's very
especiales entonces tú
difficult
estás
because
cansado porque ya no,
when you have a day of
no
rest,
estás
you're
concentrado
tired
igual, trabajando de noche, no duerme igual.
because when you work at night, you don't even
Así es.
sleep the same. Don't have the same
¿Y cómo te va en
concentration.
lo económico, Luis, con ese trabajo?
Yes, true. And how does
Todo,
it go
Bueno,
economically,
más o menos que estoy
financially with
pagando
this
mis
job?
biles,
Well,
pero
more or less, I
ya yo
can pay
estoy
my bills,
pensando,
but
ya
I'm
tengo
already
60 años y
thinking that
quisiera
I'm
tener un
60
trabajo
years old and I
mejor
would like to
y
have a better
todos los días,
employment.
pero parece que la rutina me
But
ha comido.
it seems like routine
no, me
hasn't let
imagino.
me
¿Y
search for
usted estaría
anything.
dispuesto a escuchar,
I can
tú sabes que yo
imagine.
me estoy
And would you
reuniendo
be
con un
willing
grupo de
to
líderes
listen? I'm meeting with a group of
que
leaders
están ayudando a los
who are
emprendedores
helping
para tener
entrepreneurs to have
otra entrada.
another
¿Usted estaría
income.
dispuesto a escuchar la
Would you be
oportunidad?
willing to search to
Sí,
listen to that
pero
opportunity?
¿cómo es eso? ¿Mm? ¿Cómo, de qué se
Sure,
trata?
but what's that about though?
No tenemos una llamada hoy a las 7 de la
Well, we
noche.
have a
Son 20
call
minutos
tonight
de
at 7
paciencia.
p.m.
Seguro
It's
que te
20
puede
minutes of
cambiar
your
la vida
time, and I can
porque
assure you this can
esa
change your
forma en la que
life.
tú estás viviendo no
Because
es
that
fácil.
way that you live in, that's not easy to
Bueno,
live like that.
dame la información. Si me
Okay, sure. Give
interesa,
me the information, and
voy.
if
Claro
I'm
que sí, ¿cómo que
interested,
no?
I'll go.
Yo
Of course,
quisiera
why not?
buscar cosas
I
mejores
would like to
que la que
search
estoy
for
haciendo,
better
porque
options than
estoy,
what I'm doing
también
right
estoy en
now.
un proceso espiritual en
Because
el que
I'm
estoy
also in
creciendo
a
y
spiritual
ya
prospect where I'm
sé que
growing,
es parte de este
and
proceso.
I know that it's part of
Estaría a
this process.
gusto
So I would be happy
en
to
conocer esa información.
get to know that information.
Te puedo asegurar que te puede
I
cambiar la
can
vida.
assure
¿Tú crees
you
que es
that
una
this
oración por
can
tu
change
padre?
your life. This is an
Gracias.
answer to your prayers. Thank you.
Ok, yo te envío la información y nos
Okay, I'll send you the
comunicamos. Yo
information
voy a
and I'll
estar
be in
también en la
contact.
llamada
I'm
y
also
si tú
going to
me
be in the
cualquier
call.
pregunta que tengas me
So
dejas
any
saber.
question, doubt that you have, let me
Gracias,
know.
muchas gracias. Se lo
Thank you
agradezco
very
mucho.
much. I appreciate it.
Gracias a
Encantado.
ti, Luis, por
Thank you,
escucharme.
Luis, for listening to me.
Ujú.
Patricia, that was excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Lewis, next time you're a prospect, be a little bit more difficult. You were too easy. You were too nice to Patricia. No, I'm kidding. Patricia, if I was going to give you a critique, the only thing that I would say from my perspective is coaching someone on family time and how they're losing time, and how that time is precious could maybe fall on people sometimes a little wrong because it sounds like Lewis is doing whatever he can to survive, right? So if he's doing whatever he can to survive, what I would say to him, if I was you, to do it a little different, is I would say, Lewis, I know how important family time is. And I have an opportunity that I think could create some more time for your family where you could actually spend your time with family and build a side business and a side hustle. Would you be interested in hearing about that opportunity? Now, I love that you said you immediately did not, when he said, I would like some more information, you immediately said, there's a call tonight at 7 p.m. I'd love for you to hear the information. The only thing that you left out is I will call you right after that call tonight to follow up with you to see if you have any questions. Right? So you were great getting into the call. You guys, that was magic right there, what you saw. Okay. Her response to his question was, we're having a call tonight. It's going to be like 20 minutes. It won't take that long because you guys, people don't have time. So she didn't say there's going to be a meeting tonight that's going to be 45 minutes to an hour. She said, even though it's going to be maybe 30 minutes, she said it's going to be like 20 minutes. Okay. That person's going to show up. Lewis is going to show up because it's only 20 minutes out of his day. So never tell somebody it's 45 minutes, an hour, however long some of these calls go sometimes. So, Patricia, that was amazing. You immediately transition the information to, and the only thing I would say is, Lewis, listen, I'm sorry. I don't have that much time. I would love to explain it, but tonight we have a call at
Ujú.
7 p.m. where they're going to explain all the information. And right after that call, I will follow up with you for any questions you have. But that was really, really good, Patricia. Like I said, the only thing I would say is I would just be a little bit more empathetic when he said he doesn't have that much time. Um, I would just be a little bit more empathetic with a solution, not like, how important that is. That time's going to go away, just from my perspective. But you literally killed it. That was amazing. There was a couple people applauding in the chat on how well you did. So great, great, great job. Really, really impressed with that. If you guys do that right there, if you guys just get people to the call, you're going to have a better close rate because that's the magic. All right, Alejandra, I'm gonna let Lewis, if you're okay with it, Lewis, I'm gonna let you role play and you be the brand partner, and Alejandra is going to be the prospect. And then Alejandra will do the same thing with you. We'll make you from prospect to the next person that raises their hand as a customer. So, Lewis, you are now the brand partner trying to recruit Alejandra. Who is Alejandra? You tell me who you want to recruit.
Alejandra, ¿eh?
Yeah,
Alejandra,
so is she a friend? Is she family? Is she a coworker? Who do you want Alejandra to be that you're going to talk to?
Eh,
mm,
una amiga, ¿eh?
a
Una
friend,
amiga
A friend. Okay. And she's a friend from work? Is she a friend from college? Who is she a friend of?
de la universidad. ¿Mm?
from college.
College. Okay, awesome. All right, Lewis. And it looks like you just graduated from college, so it's a friend from like a couple years ago.
Eh, ok.
Okay, Lewis. All right, Alejandra, be a little tough on Lewis, okay? Give him some
Okay,
objections, okay?
okay,
Don't be too tough,
okay,
but be a little tough.
okay.
Hola, Alejandra, ¿cómo te va?
Hi,
Hola
Alejandro. How are
Luis,
things
¿qué más?
going?
¿Tanto
Hi,
tiempo?
Luis. Long time.
Hacía rato no sabía nada de ti. ¿Cómo
Yeah,
No,
it's
está?
a long time since
bien
I didn't
Luis,
see you. How are you doing?
la lucha,
Well, I'm
haciéndole
doing
todos
well,
los
you know,
días,
fighting
trabajo,
every day,
negociando,
working,
estudiando,
studying,
bregando cada día a ser mejor.
trying to
No me
improve
digas,
every day.
Alejandra. Qué
Sí.
bueno.
Wow,
¿Tú
Alejandro,
qué?
that's
La
amazing.
familia, cuéntame tus
What
hijos,
about
¿cómo
you,
van?
your
No,
family, your kids?
yo
How are
bien.
things going?
Ahora estoy
I'm
muy
doing
feliz
well. I'm
porque
very happy
he
now because
estado,
I
he encontrado un trabajo
have
ahora
found a job right now
con un grupo que es una
with
comunidad
a
muy buena
community,
y
which
nos
is
han
a
enseñado
beautiful
un trabajo
community,
en
and
línea
they've taught me to work
en
online,
una tienda en línea. Oye,
like
es lo más
a
bueno. ¿No te
online store.
interesaría saber
It's
sobre
something
ese tema?
amazing. Would you be
¿Tienda
interested
en
about knowing
línea?
about that? An online
No,
Sí.
Luis, yo he
store?
tratado tantas
No,
cosas en
I've tried
lo que
so
pasa es que
many
en este país he
things
intentado tantas cosas
in
que
this
no.
country that
Yo vivo
no,
curtida, todas esas cosas que
I'm
salen,
not
todo el mundo
interested
vendiéndole a uno
about those new
cosas, que
things
venga, que
that are
fue, que por
going
acá,
out
que esto es para ganar
and,
plata. Y
you
se,
know,
más
earn
de uno
money
le
this
mete
way
eso
and
y
that
se
way.
queda uno embarcado.
And I never know how to
Oye,
do
pero
those
eso no es
things.
así. A
No,
veces,
but that's not how it
eh,
goes.
a veces no
Sometimes
siempre es así.
it's not always
Esta
that
familia
way.
en la que yo estoy
This
es una
family that
gran
I'm part
familia.
of is an
Es una
amazing
familia
family.
que
It's a
comparte
family
cosas
who that
de
shares
salud y
things
bienestar
about
y hay
health
una
and
tecnología
well-being
muy
and a
avanzada
technology that is a very
que,
advanced,
que es increíble.
which is
Es
amazing.
científica, pero
It's
es rápida, es
scientific, but it's
sencilla, es una
fast, it's
cosa increíble.
easy.
¿Tú has
It's
oído hablar
something
de las células
incredible. Have
madre?
you heard about stem cells?
Muy poco, muy
No,
poco. ¿Y qué
not a
tiene
lot.
que ver eso
What does that
con
have
la
to
carrera que usted
do
estudió?
with
Imagine, conmigo menos.
the
Bueno,
career
tiene
that
que
you
ver
we
mucho con la
studied?
carrera mía,
Well, no, it
pero
doesn't
me
have a
ha sido
lot to do
muy
with our
bien desde que
career.
conocí a esta comunidad.
But
¿Tú
things are going
sabías
great since I got to meet this
que
community.
las células
Do you
madre,
know that
cuando
stem
una
cells,
persona tiene
when a
30
person is
años,
30
el
years old,
50% mueren
50% of
y
your
cuando
stem
tienen
cells are
60 años
dead,
las
and when
personas,
you're 60,
el 90% ya casi
90%,
todas están durmiendo?
most of them are
Y
all
eso
dormant,
origina
and that
que las
originates
personas
in
pierdan
people
energía,
losing
que se
energy,
sienten cansados
feeling
y
tired,
empiezan a envejecer. ¿Tú
and they
sabías
start
eso?
to grow
Células
old. Did you know
madres,
that?
¿cómo así? Yo no, eso casi nunca lo he
Stem
escuchado
cells,
yo.
I don't know.
Yo,
I've never
yo
heard
sí he
about that.
escuchado, pero esos son unos
I mean, I
tratamientos
have
súper
heard about that,
costosos.
but that is super
Eso, ¿y cómo
costly
así que usted
treatment.
está
I don't
trabajando
know.
con eso?
How
¿Cómo
come you're
así? ¿Eso
working
qué,
with
pues,
that?
como
No,
qué?
What
¿Cómo
do
sería el
you
proceso?
do
¿Qué,
exactly?
qué hacen?
eso es una cosa novedosa, eh, una
This is something
tecnología
new. A
súper novedosa
technology, a super
que
innovative
a través de tu
technology
mismo cuerpo se activa
that
las células madre
stem
por un
cells are
péptido de cobre.
activated
¿En
through your
serio?
A mí me tiene
body
fascinado eso, ¿sí?
with a copper
¿En
peptide.
serio?
It really has me
Sí, en serio,
fascinated.
sí.
Oye, y
Truthfully,
pues, ¿y cómo es
yes.
eso? ¿Qué, pues?
And how does that
¿Dónde lo
work?
inyectan o qué?
Where do you
No, no,
inject it?
eso no, no se inyecta,
No, no, that's not
es
injected.
un simple
It's
parchecito.
a simple
Es
patch.
un parchecito. Míralo para acá,
It's
mira, para
a
que tú
small
veas. Mira,
patch. Look at this.
es este que está aquí.
It's this
Esta
one here.
cosita que tú ves así tan
This little
sencillita.
thing, which is so simple.
Aquí hay una tecnología increíble, es
Here
una
there is an
nanotecnología
amazing
que tiene
nanotechnology
azúcar, sal
that has
y
sugar
aminoácidos
and
que lo
salt and
van
amino
por la
acids
misma
that
luz de tu
work with
cuerpo.
the light of
Ave
your
María,
body.
eso tan chiquitico y que se ve tan
Oh, wow, that
insignificante sirve
little
para
thing,
tanto. ¿Sí
it's
será
that
verdad?
insignificant thing
Así
works
mismo
for
es.
so much. Is that
Y
true? Yes, that is
entonces,
correct. And,
bueno, yo lo estoy
well,
usando hace 6 meses
I've
y es
been using it
increíble
since
los
6 months
resultados que
ago, and the
tengo, ¿sí?
results that I've
Sí, ¿y
had
cómo
are
pues, y cómo
incredible.
es eso? ¿Cómo se consiguen
And
o
how
qué?
do
¿O
you do
dónde?
that?
¿Qué es
How
lo
do you
que
get
hacen?
that?
¿Con
Where? What
quién?
do they
¿Algún
do with who?
especialista?
Is there a
No,
specialist or
si te
something?
interesa este tema,
If you're
nosotros somos un grupo
interested
que se
in
llama
this,
Vida
we
Live
are a group
y los
that is
jueves
called
hay
Be the
una
Light.
llamada que
And
solo
on
duran
Thursdays,
20
there is a
minutos y
call that
ahí
lasts
te
only 20
explican todo
minutes,
ese
and
proceso
you
y
have
cómo
an
aparte
explanation
de
of the whole
usarlo para tu
process
bienestar,
and
también puede
how
ser un
you
trabajo
can
que
use
puedes
it not
tener.
only for your
Si tú
well-being, but it
quisieras,
can also
yo te
be
mando la
a
información para que
job. And
asistas a
I'll
esa
send you
clase.
the information to go to
El
that
jueves,
class
pero hoy
on
apenas es
Thursday,
martes.
but
Le
today is
tocaría hacer un
Tuesday.
recorderis porque a mí ya,
You would
ya que
have
algo
to
de trabajo
remind
se me
me
olvida.
because from today to
Yo
Thursday, I'm
mantengo tan
going to forget
ocupada.
about it. I'm so
Aquí el
busy.
trabajo me absorbe.
Work absorbs
Yo
me.
te lo recuerdo, te mando
I
y te
will
puedo llamar
remind you, and
una
I
hora antes
can
para
call you
recordártelo.
an hour
No se le olvide
before to
porque a mí sí
remind
se
you.
me olvida, ¿verdad? La verdad a mí sí
Yeah,
se me
don't forget
olvida.
about it because I will
A mí no se
forget
me va a
about
olvidar.
it. No,
Yo,
I
yo,
don't.
Porque
Yo,
es tan bueno que que
This
quiero
patch is so
compartirlo
amazing
con las
that I would
personas,
like
¿verdad? Las
to
personas
share it
que
with
le tengo
people
aprecio y a ti te tengo un gran aprecio.
that I
Es mi
love, and I love you
responsabilidad
very much.
social
It is
compartir
my
esto porque
social
ha sido tan
responsibility
bueno
to
para
share
mí
this
y
because
para otras
Muchas
it
personas
has been
gracias.
que no
amazing for
conozco.
me. Thank you
Muchas
very much.
gracias, Luis.
And for other people who I know too. Thank you,
Está
Luis.
bien.
I appreciate it.
Bueno, entonces yo te voy a mandar la información
Okay,
y te la
I'll
voy a
send you the
recordar una
information
hora antes.
and I'll remind you an
Excelente.
hour before.
Vale, muchas gracias. Cuídate
Okay,
mucho.
thank you
Saludos a
so
la familia.
much.
Gracias.
Lewis,
Say hi to your
great, great
family.
job. Alejandra, you are a great prospect. That was a true prospect of people asking questions. Lewis, you did a great job, but you guys, I want you guys to understand this role playing is all about coaching and teaching and critiquing, okay? So I don't want you guys to take this in a negative way, but like everything, LeBron James still has a coach on the basketball floor. So I want to give you my perspective on a couple things that you could do better, Lewis. First of all, you need to do a better job of leading people with themselves, right? So you had jumped immediately to what you're doing. Now you've got a new business, a new family, a new company that you're in. So what I want you to do is spend a little bit more time on Alejandra. So asking her what she's up to, what is she doing now? How is she making money? How is her job? So that it's not a call just about like, I called you for this patch. So what we don't want people to think is that we're calling them about the patch. We want that to evolve into organic conversation. Okay, so the way to do that is just ask about what they're doing. And then when she asks what you're up to, that's when our whole tone of voice changes. That's when our body language changes. That's when we change everything and we say, oh my God, I'm doing one of the most exciting things that I've ever done in my entire life. And she's like, what? Well, what do you know about stem cells? I don't really know that much about stem cells. Oh, girl, you got to learn about stem cells, man. This is the youth, the fountain of youth. Like what I figured out with stem cells and what they can do for your body and what they can do for your life and your health. So what I want you to do is make sure that it's organic. If we call someone and within 2 minutes we're talking about the business, you guys, then they knew that was the reason we made the call, right? We want them to feel like we're just catching up with them. And oh, by the way, this came up in the conversation because they ask. Now, if someone doesn't ask what I'm
Yes.
doing, I typically won't get in the conversation on that phone call with them because I don't want them to feel like I am prospecting them. Okay. Now, if you feel like you can get in that conversation, go ahead and get in the conversation if you know them well enough. You went too quick to the product, Lewis. I love that you're excited about the
Sí.
product, but just too fast to the product, right? So we gotta just spend a little bit more time getting to know what's going on in Alejandra's life. Um, so you have to close to the information. So when she says that she wants information on the patch or she wants more information on the patch, you did a good job of saying there's a 20-minute call. But I will tell you this, when she says I need a reminder, ask her what her calendar invite email is. Okay, this is for everyone because you can't scale a business if you're having to call everyone an hour before the call. So send her a calendar invite that's on her calendar so she has on her calendar and her calendar reminds her. It's not Lewis reminding her. Because when your organization grows and everyone wants these reminders, now every time there's a training meeting, Alejandra's going to want you to call her. That's not a sustainable business. Okay. And then
Ujú.
Lewis, your testimonial, I don't know what it was exactly. And so and also the girl before it, you guys have to share a testimonial. What is it doing for you exactly? Like, Lewis, what's your testimonial? Why are you so passionate about this product? Like, Alejandra needs to hear that where she like stops and she's like, really? I need that. So I just want you to make sure that but instead of just getting them to a call, you guys share that testimonial of why you're so excited about this and what it's done for you. Not what it's going to do for them, but what it's done for you. Because that's a testimonial. If you're telling people what it might do for them and it doesn't do it, then they're out. So I want them to hear what you're doing. Now, if you want to share a testimonial from someone else, like a testimony that I'm sharing is I met someone in Destin that had Parkinson's disease. That's the disease that people shake and their head shakes and their hands shake. And he was not shaking. He was in a wheelchair for 5 years. And after 2 months of wearing the patch, he went to Disneyland and walked with his kids, his grandkids, the entire park. Like that's a testimonial. Like if it can help someone with Parkinson's, it's going to help everyone. And then I can't read my own handwriting. Sorry. Um, I was writing fast and looking at you guys. Hold on, let me see. Mm, that's not good. I can't read my own handwriting. Um, Anyways, it was really, really good. Like, so what this business is about perfecting the process. Okay. It's about perfecting what you're saying and getting into that conversation. And again, the most important part of this process is organic conversation, not sales
Que
conversation.
fluya.
I wish they would change this business from direct sales to direct sharing because we don't have to sell anything. We just have to share. If we share, enough people will come along that need to come along. What we want is we want 100% of the people to say yes. It's unrealistic. And then we get disappointed when we get all the no's. And what I would tell you guys is you want to go for no. For me, no means not yet, and no means I'm closer to a yes. So I used to play this game when I was in life insurance sales. I make calls. I paid 1 penny for leads. And so my goal every day was to make 100 dials. And what I started doing is I started equating how much each dial paid me. So if they didn't answer, I would make a check. If they did answer and they hung up on me and told me to F off, I made a check. If I had a conversation with them and I made an appointment and I made a sale, then I would take how much I made on that sale, divide it by how many calls I made, and I knew that every single dial was $1. So if I made $100 a day, I was $100 a day, I was making $100 a day, no matter what. And then I got that dollar to $2, $2 to $3. So every dial I made, I was making $400 a day based on making those 100 dials. So you guys have to psychologically be okay with people that are going to give you pushback or give you no's. But Lewis, what I will tell you is all the rejections that she gave you, you kept moving forward. That's really good. Most people just stop or they, make excuses or they tap dance. You just kept moving forward with conviction. And that's what this business takes, is it takes conviction. So you kept her in the conversation, even though she had a lot of questions. It was a very natural conversation that would happen in every day. Alejandro did a great job of keeping you on your toes. You did a good job of pushing forward. So great, great job, Louis. I really, really appreciate you doing that. The way it started off with energy is great. When they ask about the stem cells, when they ask about the product, what I want you guys to do is I want you to raise your energy level up a little bit. Because when you raise your energy up a little bit, your belief comes through, your conviction comes through. So when you think you have a little bit too much energy in the conversation, you guys, what I want you to know is that's the right amount. When you feel a little uncomfortable, like I've got too much energy and too much passion in this conversation, that's the right amount of energy. You've hit it right on the head. Okay? So I want one person. You won't have to be the brand partner because we don't have enough time. I want someone to role play with Alejandra. And I'm looking at somebody. Yep, I knew. Yep, I was going to choose you, Raquel. I was getting ready to volunteer you. So, okay, Alejandra, who is Raquel? Is she your friend?
Raquel
Is she
es
your sister? Is she your brother? Is she a stranger?
Thanks so
una,
much.
una desconocida, pues una clienta,
Um,
digámoslo que
a
es una clienta.
customer. Let's say she's a customer.
Yo hago
She's a
uñas.
current
I
customer of the patch, but she's not a brand partner.
No, yo hago
no,
uñas.
I do nails.
Soy especial.
Okay,
Hago
good.
uñas.
Okay,
I'm a
perfect. I
nail
love it.
specialist.
Estoy
Okay,
en el
great.
salón
So
haciendo
Raquel is getting her
uñas.
nails done, and you're sitting down and having a conversation, which you should be having a conversation with every single person that you do their nails.
Llega,
So,
llega nueva. Eso hago yo.
Okay, she's new. Yes, that's what I work in.
okay, good. Awesome. Let's hear it.
You have to talk? Yeah.
Hola Raquel, ¿cómo
Hi,
estás?
Raquel. How are you?
Bien, ¿cómo tú estás, Alejandra?
I'm doing good,
Todo bien,
Alejandra. And you?
gracias a Dios,
Everything is
trabajando
good. Thank
aquí en
God.
la
I'm
lucha,
working
haciéndole.
here,
¿Tú
fighting
cómo has
to
estado?
survive. How have
Sí,
you been?
bueno,
How
por lo
have you
menos me
been?
tomé un tiempecito
Well, I took a time to come to do my nails today, and so that's good. Yes, it had been a while that you didn't come. I was missing you. Yes, I know, but you know, with work and the kids have their own agenda, and I barely have time for anything. And how is that going? How is work going? You told me that it's been quite a lot and it's gotten a bit complicated with the kids. How are things going with that? Yes, I've been trying to organize my schedule because kids have their own schedule after school. They have a lot of activities, so I have to divide my time at work when I get home and then their activities. So I barely have time for
Oh,
me.
¿cómo así, Raquel? Pues imagínate, Raquel, que yo estoy
Wow,
feliz, sigo
Raquel.
aquí
Well,
trabajando en el
imagine
tuyo,
I'm
con mis
happy. I keep on
clientas,
working my
diario me
nails with
llegan
my
clientas
customers.
nuevas,
Every day I have
como tú
new
sabes que
customers.
uno se vuelve como terapeuta
And
con
you know,
ellas,
you can become a
vienen y nos
therapist
cuentan
with them
cosas, esto, igual
sometimes,
como
and they
yo que
come
estoy
and tell
pasando
us
pues por la
things. Like
menopausia,
me, for example, I'm
he
going
estado
through
en un
menopause
proceso
now.
duro,
I've been in
demasiado
a hard
pesado y es un
process,
proceso que nos está tocando a
and
todas y
it's a
nos está
process that
llegando
we're
como el
all
segundo,
doing,
¿sabes?
and
Yo
we're
creo que
not
está
doing it
llegando más
together.
antes que, más
Yes,
temprano que
I
lo
think
normal,
that
¿verdad? Porque el
it's before
vestíbulo,
the normal
Sí,
time,
tal cual, pero
right?
imagínate te
Because I
cuento
feel the
que
same.
yo estoy en una
Yes, that's true.
comunidad
But let me
normal,
tell you that
espectacular
I'm
del
in a
mundo, que
spectacular
llegué
community.
que estaba buscando hacerme
I
reemplazo
arrived because
hormonal,
I wanted to
que
do
a
a
la final
hormone
pegué algo
replacement.
súper natural,
And at
que
the end, I
estoy
found
feliz,
something that
estoy
is super
matada, no te
natural.
alcanzas a
I'm really
imaginar lo
happy.
que ha cambiado
You
mi vida.
cannot imagine how my life
qué
has changed.
interesante se suena
Wow,
eso.
that sounds
Yo he
super
estado
interesting.
pasando por muchos de esos
I
síntomas que
have
le
been
llaman
going
la
through a lot of those
premenopausia
symptoms
también.
to
¿Qué te está dando? Yo
premenopause.
venía súper mal que ni dormía,
Yes, I couldn't
me
even
dolía la
sleep.
cabeza, un
I
día
had
contenta, otro día
headaches.
triste,
One
llevada,
day I was happy, the
mejor
next day
dicho,
I was
me
sad.
botaban de la casa.
Yo a mí
They were
no
going to
tanto
kick
de
me
que
out of
eran
my
emociones,
house.
eran como más
Well,
el
for me, it wasn't
cansancio,
the
siento que mi
emotional part.
cuerpo
It's more
cambió,
like
puede
being
ser la
tired. I
edad,
feel that my body has
siento
changed
como
after a
que
certain
ya lo
age.
que comía me
I
afectaba
feel
más
that what I was eating
y
affected
siempre
me
estaba
more,
cansada.
and I was
¿Qué me
always tired.
dices? Si tienes, sacas un tiempito, te voy a invitar a
What do
una
you
reunión que
think
vamos
of
a
taking
tener
some time? And
el
I'm
día de
going to
hoy a
invite you
las
to a
7 de la
meeting
noche.
that we're going
Vamos
to
a
have
tener una
today at
reunión,
7 p.m.
puede ser por
We're
Zoom
going
o
to
puede
have a
ser
meeting. It
presencial.
could be on
Muy
Zoom
importante, van a
or it
hablar
can be in
sobre el
person.
tema,
It's
sobre lo
very
que yo estoy
important. They're
haciendo, lo que
going to
estoy
talk about
aplicándome, lo que
what I'm
estoy
doing, what I'm
implementando en
applying
mi
to
vida diaria,
myself,
que ha
what I'm
sido
implementing
total
in my
éxito, no
day
te
to day that has
imaginas.
been a total success. You
Bueno, lo que
cannot
pasa es que a mí
imagine.
no me gusta tratar muchas
Well,
cosas
I don't really
diferentes
like
porque
to
no me
try a
gusta
lot of
nada
different
con
things because,
químicos, trato
I
de
don't like
poner,
to have
usar
chemicals
cosas que sean más
or, I
natural
try to
y
be
no me
more
gustaría
natural
poner
and I
cosas
don't
en mi
like to
cuerpo
expose
que
myself
no
to
sé.
putting things on my
Y si
body.
te digo que no es nada que
And
tenga
if
que
I
ver
tell
con
you that
químicos, con
it's
droga,
something
con
that has nothing to
farmacéutica,
do with
porque a mí me
chemicals,
pasó
with
igual, porque
drugs,
yo
or with the pharmacy,
intenté
because I
colocarme
had the
geles de
same
reemplazo
thing.
hormonal y
I
dije, no,
tried
yo
to
cómo me voy a meter
with the
eso en el
pellets
cuerpo sin
of
saber qué me van
hormone
a poner.
replacement,
Y
and I
llegué
said,
a
no, I'm
esto que es
not going to put
totalmente
that in my
natural,
body.
que
And then
no
I arrived with
afecta
this, which is
mi proceso
completely natural,
de la menopausia.
that
Antes me está
hasn't
ayudando en
affected
la
me,
energía, en los
and it's
dolores,
helping me
en
with my
todo, en el
energy,
sueño.
with the pain, with my
Suena
sleep, with
interesante porque
everything.
mira, he hecho
Well,
mucha
that sounds interesting because look, I've done a lot of
investigaciones, checando en línea
investigation.
porque
I
como
checked
te dije, no me
online
gusta ponerme
because, as
cosas
I
que
said, I
no
don't like to
son
put things
naturales y
on my
todo lo que
body which
veía
are not
ahí
natural. And
era
everything
algo
I saw
químico,
there
tenían cosas
had
para
some
energía, pero no me
chemicals,
sentía
things for
cómoda,
energy. I didn't feel
no quiero
comfortable
estarme
with that.
pastilla para
I don't want
hormonas
to
ni
be
nada de eso.
taking pills for hormones or
¿Y has
anything like
escuchado
that.
alguna vez de las
Hey,
células
and have you
madres?
ever heard about stem
Muy
cells?
poco, muy poco.
Very
Bueno,
little.
te adelanto un
Okay,
poco, no te
well,
puedo
let
adelantar
me give you
del
a
todo
little
porque la
preview. I
información
can't tell you
completa
everything because the
la
complete
tiene la persona que me
information
la dio a mí,
is
pero eso
something
es
that the
una
person
maravilla. De pronto
who
ella te
gave
la
this to me
explicaría mejor
knows,
que yo,
but
pero eso
and
es
she
lo
will
mejor del
explain it better
mundo.
than me. But this is the
Trata
best
de
thing
eso.
in the world, and
Ok.
that's what it's
Es
about,
algo
stem
invasivo
cells.
transdérmico,
It's
no te va a
not
afectar en nada,
invasive,
sino
not
más que
transdermic. It's not
afectarte,
going
te
to
puede
affect you
ayudar.
in your health. It's just
Bueno,
going to
suena
help.
interesante si es algo
Okay, well,
natural,
it
sí.
sounds interesting. If
Ok,
it's something
entonces te
natural, let's do it.
gustaría ir
Okay,
presencial,
would you like to
porque
go in
presencial
person?
igual te mando
Because
un link
in
donde te
person,
registras
I can send you a
y
link
si
where
es
you register.
online en un Zoom,
And if
igual te
it's
mando a tu
online via
correo
Zoom, I
un
can
link donde
send
te
it a
registras
link to
y
your
ya te
email
llega
where
el
you
recordatorio
register
para que tú lo
and you
separes en tu
will
calendario.
see the reminder
Sí,
in your
mejor por
calendar.
Zoom porque como te cuento, tengo la
Yes, Zoom is
agenda
better
súper
because my
atareada
agenda
y con
is
niños
super
sobre todo,
full with the
por
kids.
línea me
So
haría
I
más,
prefer to do
más
this
Perfecto,
online.
perfecto. Entonces me
Okay,
me regalas tu
perfect.
correo,
So
ahorita me
can
lo
you give
apuntas
me your
y ya te
email
mando toda la
and I
información
will send
pero
you all
estoy
the
segura que te va a
information, but I
encantar
am
y vas a
sure that
estar
you're going
feliz,
to love it and you're going
mejor
to
de lo
be
que yo estoy.
very happy,
Bueno.
even more than
Que
me.
seque mis uñas, te noto mi email.
Dale,
Okay, once you
perfecto.
finish my nails, I'll give you my email. Perfect.
Ladies, great job. So that you guys took 5 minutes. And there was a lot of information in that conversation that Alejandra covered. The thing that she did is she connected with her really, really well in the beginning of the conversation. She was speaking to a woman and she didn't assume that Raquel was going through that, but what she said, what she was going through, which was very personal, right? That's a very personal thing to share, but she connected with Raquel in a very good way, sharing that information. And Raquel was so comfortable saying, hey, I'm kind of going through the same thing too. And then she shared the information about what it's going to do, but very limited. She did not talk about opportunity. She just talked about product. And she just said, I'm a part of a community that I learned about this. The only thing that I would have added, Alejandra, and I usually have a lot to add, you did a really, really phenomenal job. The only thing that I would add is two things. I would just say it's 100% holistic. Nothing's going into your body.
Okay.
And the other thing that I would say, because she's going through that menopause and what women going through menopause, thank God I don't have to, but what women going through menopause, if they could have a magic wand for age reversal, because that's the thing, like when you're going through menopause, it's not just the menopause, it's also skin, hair, sleep, all these things that happen when you're aging. So all I would add in there, Alejandra, is this holistic product is all about age reversal. Not anti-aging. It's all about age reversal. But everything else you did was so, so good. So good. I mean, it was really, really good the way that you handled that conversation. And that's the key, you guys. 5 minutes. The other thing that she did that was really, really good, you guys, is she gave her two options. So you might not have something in your area that is a call that's going or a meeting that's going on, but you could still give them two options. You could say, "Hey, listen, I'm really busy right now," or she's doing nails. Listen, why don't we jump on a call tonight? You and I, or also there's a call with the community of people that are in this with me. So you could give them two choices because what she said is, "I'm really busy, I can't show up." So if you give people options, you don't want to say, "Do you want to meet?" You want to give people option A, option B. Would you rather meet with me tomorrow or would you rather meet tonight at 7? Tomorrow would be great. What time? So that's what you have to do in sales, you guys, is always give options, right? So this Thursday I have a call, or you know what? Listen, maybe let me schedule with my business partner and see if he'll jump on a call with us. What's the best time during the day? Oh, 2 o'clock works best for me. Oh, okay, that sounds great. Let me see if I can get him on at 2 o'clock. So always give people options. But that was great. Raquel, you did a great job too, as well as giving objections and being like, hey, I don't really like to put stuff in my body. They're all really, really good, you guys. What I would recommend is if you guys have friends in this business, do this role play with them. Do this same thing. Let's role play now the scenario of, it's a stranger. And then what I want the person doing, like Raquel being the customer, is critique that person. Would that be effective with you? And then switch and do this on Zoom. Just call someone up, message someone on here that you connect with, and say, I'd love to do some role play with you on Zoom and get better. So this is how you guys are going to get better, is practicing. Yanetsi, I have a call at 7 o'clock. I only recognize it's you because you're in your car. That's the only place I ever see you, is driving your car behind your steering wheel. But I have to go, you guys, because I have a team call. If you guys have anybody in English, remember Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. every single week, I do the opportunity and information call. But I have to go to that right now because my assistant is yelling at me that we need to end this call. So I have to get over there and get that call set up. So you guys did a phenomenal job tonight. I'm proud of all of you guys for raising your hand. But do me a favor, reach out to somebody and role play with them so that you can get better and better at this. So have a great night, you guys. It was so good seeing all of you. Good night.